So one of our clients recently came to us with an issue regarding their inbox management. They specifically needed better visibility and organization into the unread emails in their inbox. So we developed this inbox unread pulse checker. Welcome back to Terniqo, and we'll see how this tool works. So we will take a look at how this tool works step by step, and we will begin by this first grid labeled primary. And before we see how it works, we are going to take a look at the Terniqo email that we have here. Currently, as you can see, it has 4 emails, and it is the Terniqo email because when I click up there, you will notice that it is terniqo@gmail.com. And I also have sub labels inside labels of the same color to the bottom left of this inbox. Okay, so to see how this tool works, we simply have to refresh, and once we hit this custom refresh button, you will notice that a list of main labels, okay, are updated in the first column of the first grid, and the count of 100 emails within those main labels are updated in the second column. So this does not count the sub labels, it only focuses on the main labels. Okay, but we see that there's an unlabeled title up here, and this is for all the emails that do not contain a label. Okay, we've not applied any of these labels to the emails that we have. Okay, that's why unlabeled is the only thing with a count, but it reads as 3, yet we have 4 emails in our inbox. This is because when we come back to this 4th email from Google, this alert, when we go to label as, we can see that it is already tagged as updates, and this usually happens for all the emails that fall under the category of promotions, socials, updates, and forums. They usually auto tag, okay, and even are organized in their particular tabs, which are usually at the top of your inbox. So that is why this reads as 1 less than what is actually in our inbox. But if we needed to include it, and we've seen that it's in the updates folder, we can simply just click on the updates and choose to include it in our list. There we go. Now we can see that the updates is 1, the unlabeled is 3. So any of these which are automatically excluded in this list, if you choose to include them, you can simply just click the checkbox next to them and hit refresh, and they will fall as part of this list. Now we are going to see what we can do next. Since all our labels we have not applied to the emails in the inbox, let's try to apply them and see how that goes. So we already seen that that has the update label. We'll designate a separate label for each of these just so they're unique. So I'll designate this other one to the second one, and for the first email I'll designate this last label. There we go. So all the emails we have are designated to particular labels, and when I hit refresh, I'll just uncheck this too. When I hit refresh, now we can see that the unlabeled is 0, the action needed is 1, and the test 1 is also 1, and test 2. So that is because, as you've seen, we have, how we've applied these labels to the emails in our inbox, and it doesn't have to end there. Okay, we can go ahead and send a digest to ourselves rather than having to look at the inbox this way, because if it is hundreds of emails or tens of emails, it can be a long list. So it's better to work from a digest, and when I click this digest button here, a notification that the digest is sent, and when I go back to my inbox, you'll notice that now we have a new email titled digest and the date, and when I open it, there's a list of all the emails. First, they've been organized as per their labels. Second of all, they've been titled as per the sender name and the subject of the emails. Okay, because for example, the email falling under test 1 label, when I click on it, because all these now have been hyperlinked, the email will open and we can see the message. This is the title and this is the sender, Bridget Karemi. Okay, and when I go back, you'll see that the email has actually been opened, and we've done that through this hyperlinked section, or rather the hyperlinked title of the email through the digest. So you can simply work straight out of this one digest and be able to see all those emails and respond to them without having to go through the chaos of a full inbox. Now, what if we decided to focus on just one category of emails? Okay, maybe what's important to us is the action needed, emails that need some sort of response or actioning. That's the kind of digest we need alone. So we do not have to send all the emails for all the labels, because this can read all your labels, and if you have a lot of them, the list could be long and some might not be too important to address at that specific time. So you can only you can just check the box next to the label you want the digest for and click send digest. Digest has been sent. Now when we go back to our email, we will see that a new digest will appear. There we go. Again, titled as digest, and the month, the year, and the date. And when we open it, now we only have the action needed. Okay, and again, they are hyperlinked, titled as the sender name and the subject. And since they are hyperlinked, when we click on them, you can open them straight from the digest and action them as needed. So that is how the refresh and send digest buttons work. But the send digest button only sends emails to the account, or rather the email linked to this Google Workspace. Okay, but in case you wanted to send the digest to a different email, you simply have to come enter the emails here. You can enter up to 5 different emails, and when you click on send digest, it will send the digest, whether it's just the ones you've selected via the checkboxes or you've left them unchecked so that it sends the entire digest. It will send whatever digest you decide to all the emails listed here, again, plus the original email that is linked to this Google Workspace account. Okay, so if nothing is entered here, sends to the Gmail that is linked to this Google Workspace account. If emails are entered here and valid emails for, in that matter, it will send the digests to the email linked to this account and the emails entered here. So that's how this primary section operates. And next we'll look at this unlabeled section here. So this section, this second grid we are seeing here, is not actually labeled unlabeled. Okay, what you'll notice is that this is actually a drop down, okay, which picks the options that have appeared in this main labels list here. Okay, so right now we have 4 labels. First one is unlabeled, action needed, all the way down to test 2, and that's what is automatically picked as a drop down here. Okay, and in case we did add another label as we had done previously, select updates and refresh it. Now we do have 5, okay, categories that we are looking at, whose counts we are looking at. Okay, and when I click on this drop down, it has automatically picked now even the update section. And the reason for picking each of these sections is that this primary section gives us the count, but this second section here gives us now a breakdown of all the emails that we are seeing. So for example, action needed, we have 1 email, but if we needed to know what that email is, simply select it up there. And you will notice that now the one email that was in action needed has appeared, and we can view who the sender is, the time it was sent to us, the subject, and even the email body. If the email body is too long, the message within the email itself, we just double click on it and we'll be able to see the full message. But this is a short email. So this section here gives us more detailed previews of our emails. And just to see how this works, you can first reply to someone or to the sender directly from here. If you need a long reply, you can simply just click on this sender name here and it will open up a tab from which you can write the response. But if you need a quick email or a quick reply, just to let the sender know that you've seen the email and you'll be coming back to respond to them, okay, we will use this section here, this column N that we have here, and this custom quick reply button. Now, using this section here will leave our email as unread because we are yet to come back to it again later. We don't forget about it. But using this first section here will leave the email as opened. Okay, it will no longer be unread. Okay, so for the sake of privacy, I will not use the emails we already have here. I will, however, send an email from the Terniqo email to the Terniqo email, and I'll label it, this is a test, and this is such an awesome test is the body. So I'm sending it from the Terniqo email to the Terniqo email. The subject reads, this is a test. The body reads, this is such an awesome test, and I am going to send that. Okay, so it has been sent back to our email. So assuming this is someone who has emailed us, obviously it doesn't have a label, so I'm expecting, or we are expecting, by the time we refresh our tool, it will fall under the unlabeled category, which currently reads as 0. Here we go, unlabeled has changed to 1. Now, if I needed to know who that person is, simply select unlabeled. In our second grid, now we can see the sender is Terniqo support, sent at this time. The subject is, this is a test as we had entered it. The message is, this is such an awesome test. Now, if we needed to deliver a full reply, okay, and be done with it, simply open the link tagged to that sender name. It will open up a link, and from here it's the normal Gmail interface. Just hit reply, type out your reply, and hit send. Now, if it's a quick update you need to give, okay, you can simply do that on this sheet. This is a quick update, okay, and once we hit quick reply, you will notice that it will send the email, that's the notification, reply sent, and clear out our response from the sheet. Okay, so we are going to go back to our email and wait for the reply. Okay, so there we have it. Now we can see that the reply has come in, and when we open it, we'll notice that it is our reply. This is a quick update, and we've been able to do that straight from our sheet here. Okay, so basically that's how this tool works. It helps you manage the unreads in your inbox. It is a very effective tool when it comes to managing your unread and incoming emails, especially if you have many flooding in within short periods of time. You can get the tool via the link down in the description of this video, or by visiting our website www.terniqo.org. That's www.terniqo.org. Thank you so much, and I hope this helps. See you in the next one.